3, 2, 1. That was terrible. 3, 2, 1. That was slightly better. 3, 2, 1. I'll take it. Hey friends, Janky here, and welcome to another episode of Hanging with Janky. I'm excited to be back here again, talking with you guys again. I was looking at my YouTube channel and I was just like, yo, I released like one video last week and it was just a Sonic Mania vid. I'm just like, wow, nothing happened at all last week. I was very sad about it, but now I'm back to do things and stuff. I'm also very sad today because there is not a lot of interesting stuff going on with gaming news this week. All the major stuff was BlizzCon last week, and I'm not going to rehash that because I've already talked about it twice, and I think that that's enough. If you'd like to know more about BlizzCon, you can of course watch last week's Hanging with Janky, or you can watch episode 3 of Pop Culture Podcast, where we talk quite a bit about BlizzCon. But I'm skipping that this week, which means that I just have a whole bunch of weird random internet stories. And aren't those the best stories anyway? Let's get started. First up, let's talk about Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon, which will be coming out later this month, and the exciting new Z move they showed off, Mimikyu's. It's actually quite horrifying. It's called Let's Snuggle Forever, and Mimikyu drags the opponent into a horrifying forest, and then grows to the size of them, and swallows them up under its disguise, and then proceeds to murder them. I mean, they faint, but yeah, no, they're pretty dead. It's pretty horrifying. Mimikyu's a horrifying Pokemon. You know, right off the bat, everyone was just like, "Oh, he's so cute, and he dressed like Pikachu because he just wants to be loved." Aw, and then on the anime, they were just like, "No, he hates Pikachu, and that's why he dresses as Pikachu. He's actually incredibly dark and twisted." And it's just like, oh my god, what is going on with this Pokemon? This is horrifying. It's great. Anyway, so if you like to play Pokemon, particularly if you enjoyed Pokemon Sun and Moon, you can check out Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon and get that Mimikyu Z move going and snuggle forever to death, probably. Next up, everyone's favorite 80s superheroes, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, are coming to Injustice 2, which has been unsurprisingly met with a mixed reaction because, of course, people are just like, why would you put Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in an Injustice game? Are you just gonna, like, do whatever? Like, what's up with that? I actually saw a really funny joke earlier that was, like, this picture of Jimmy Neutron and Kim Possible, and written above it was just like, that new hero expansion pack's looking great. Because, of course, people are just like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, what do they have to do with anything? Well, look, they were technically a comic book before they were anything. So they are comic book superheroes. They're not owned by DC, but, you know, it kind of works. I don't know. I don't really play the Injustice games. I don't really play a whole lot of fighting games in general. I just watch people play fighting games. And when I do play fighting games, it's like Brawlhalla and Smash Bros, which operate by very different rules. So, look, I'm just saying, as long as the characters are well built and, like, you know, balanced, and they don't just, like, either wreck house or are terrible, you know, I think we should be cool with it. You know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Who doesn't want Michelangelo to beat up Green Arrow? Right? In other news, yet another company has stolen Firewatch's artwork. So, for those of you who remember Firewatch, right? Firewatch was this really pretty, beautiful walking simulator game that was like a mystery, kind of, and it was cool, and a lot of people really liked it at the time. Also, Campo Santo got into some heated internet discussions not that long ago because of the PewDiePie streaming thing, so you may also remember them from that. But right now, what's going on is a funny thing that's going on with their artwork. So even if you haven't played Firewatch, you probably recognize the artwork from it, just because it's been around, and I don't want to say it's iconic exactly, but it kind of is, because it's very easily recognizable. And the thing is, because it is so beautiful and so easily recognizable, Campo Santo has kind of run into some issues with people borrowing it. Most notably, there was a thing last year, about 4 months after the game came out, where Gillette razors had published a new logo advertising thing that looked very much like the logo for Firewatch, and then a Boston Ford dealership straight up ripped off their artwork for an advertising campaign, and they had to get that taken down, which was kind of hilarious. And now things are back again because an online company known as Salesforce that's based out of San Francisco, much like Campo Santo, straight up ripped off their artwork again for what, I don't even know what they were doing. What were they doing? A retail lodge? Whatever. It was like for some conference that they were advertising, and they straight up ripped off their artwork, and you can see it because if you go to Sean Vanneman, who's the lead at Campo Santo, if you go to his account on Twitter, he has a GIF that shows their artwork layered over the Firewatch artwork, and you're like, yeah, you changed up the color scheme, but yeah, that's Firewatch artwork. It's kind of a lead into a bigger issue, which is a lot of times people will repost things on Twitter or claim things as their own when they are most definitely not their own, which is super uncool to do, guys. Like, if you get artwork or you want to use artwork or something, like, that's one thing, but you got to make sure that you credit the people responsible for it. Now, in this case, it's a little more than that because this is artwork from a game, and I don't know that Campo Santo is just going to lend it to you because you want to use it for your advertising, but still, it's just a matter of you got to make sure that you're being kosher about it. Like, if you commission someone to do art for you, you know, first of all, pay them. Second of all, make sure they get credit so people know how to get to them. And that's just sort of all I have to say about that. But yeah, it's just like, don't steal shit from people. It's just that simple. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell into my mic. And last thing of the day, let's talk about PAX East. So PAX East badges went on sale this week. You can register for them right now. I'm going to check. I know that Saturday has already sold out. It sold out in like 6 minutes because that crap goes fast. Thursday, Friday, and Sunday are also available, which is super duper cool. And as for hotels, the closest one you can get now is like a mile from the place. Trust me, I looked at the hotels, but still. The point of this is I just wanted to share how excited I was about PAX East and of course about PAX South, which is coming up. I will be at PAX South. I may be at PAX East. We'll see how that goes. But I'm just super excited because I always love the PAX conventions. It's a great time to get together with people, meet new people, forge new relationships, talk with game devs and other streamers and YouTubers, and we all have a good time, and I super duper enjoy it. So if you're in the Boston area or you would like to be, and you want to check out PAX, I would suggest definitely going over to the PAX website and doing it now before all those tickets are gone. Not tickets, badges. They're badges. They're really cool badges. They're these badges. Ta-da! I don't know if you can see that from a distance, but it's fine. And that's pretty much all I have going on as far as news goes. This is normally the time of the video where I would thank new subscribers to the channel. However, we do not have any to thank this week, which is very sad, but understandable considering that I wasn't really doing much on the channel this week. I just had a new Sonic Mania vid that released. I was actually focusing a lot this week on working on my Twitch, because it's been a while since I've been working on my Twitch, and I wanted to get some new stream overlays going and stuff like that, so I've been focusing a lot on that. Next week, I'll definitely be back over on YouTube because I have a new game that I want to play for a Janky's Lab known as Gunman Taco Truck, which looks hilarious, but more on that whenever the video releases. So in place of what I would normally do here, I'm going to do a little needless shilling, but before I do that, of course, I want to thank the 318 subscribers to the channel right now. Jank Squad, you the best. Keep being you. I love you so much. All of that junk, but of course, honestly, really from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for being a part of the channel. I really hope that you enjoy the content. I really hope that it makes you want to come back and spend time here. I want to be friends. I want us to have that going, and I hope that we do. So I hope that we have that. Boom, boom. Love you. Alright, so the needless shilling. First of all, I want to tell you guys that I just recently, like today, opened up a store on Designed by Humans, so I will be putting out a little bit of janky merch. I know that you guys may not be super interested in it yet, but you could be that person who gets that sweet first edition, and I'm working on a couple of shirts and also a delightful mug, because of course mugs are my thing, and I'm super jazzed about this one. I think it looks super cool, and I hope that you guys do too, so I will leave a link to Designed by Humans down below. As long as I get my store set up by the end of the day, I will leave that down below in the description so you can check it out there. Also, on the Needless Shilling train, we are going to talk about Dodger Coffee, which is the mug that I'm drinking out of today that I'm spilling all over the place. Dodger Coffee is a delightful company made by a YouTuber known as Dodger. You guys may know her. She is an absolute delight. She has been on YouTube for several years, and of course has been a great inspiration to me, because she is actually the original gaming news person. She did gaming news for years and continues to do it, but she's kind of been focusing on this new company, so she hasn't done it in a while, but that's okay. But she's kind of always been about coffee. That's sort of one of her things, and she's always wanted to make her own coffee line, and now she does. And I'm super excited to be a part of it. I became an affiliate with the program actually a couple months ago, but I wanted to make sure that I actually got the coffee and tried it myself before I just shilled for it. But it's really good. So I drank it. I tried it out. You can get the cold brew, which is what I drank. I think it's really good. Or you can get the beans, which is also an option. I haven't actually cracked open the beans yet because I don't have what I need to do that. I need a coffee grinder, a better coffee grinder than the one that I have, because I want the coffee to taste good. Oh my god, though, it smells so good. God, I love the smell of coffee. I know there's some of you out there that aren't super into coffee. I am, and I like it, and tea, and everything. Anyway, point being that if you use my link to check out Dodger Coffee, if you're a coffee fan and you want to know more, you can, of course, follow the link in the description below to get to my link to the page and check things out there. And, of course, if you actually have questions, you can either ask me or you can tweet the company themselves at Dodger Coffee Co. You can ask them questions about the coffee and their process and anything like that. They'd be happy to answer, because they are super chill and cool. They're a company out of Florida that makes it. They're very into knowing their farmers and knowing like where the coffee beans come from and all that good stuff. They're super awesome. They tweet answers to your questions. They're super nice. They're super cool. And if you do decide to buy something, I would just perhaps ask that you use my link, and then a little bit of that comes back to me. And then you also get to support Dodger, who's a really awesome YouTuber, and you get coffee, which is super duper nice. And if you want, you can also get the mug, which is quickly become one of my favorite mugs. It's like a real hefty diner mug that you could just clock somebody in the face with, which I absolutely love. That's my favorite thing in a mug. If I can like just bash someone over the head with it, it's great. In self-defense, of course. Anyway, that's all I have for this week, so I hope you guys enjoyed yet another episode of Hanging with Janky. If you did, feel free to leave those likes down below. Comments, positive or negative, feel free to leave those below as well. But more than anything, I hope you have a lovely day, evening, or whenever you happen to be watching. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next time, this is Janky Shenanigans, signing out.